It's your boy Jay. This is a little video on my 2007 Mercury Grand Marquis. I'm just going to show some of the things that's been changed out on this car, you know, to add to some of the performance on it. Number one, this airbox here comes from a 2007 Crown Vic Police Interceptor. As you can see the difference, the airbox that came with this car had little extra tubes coming on the side right here. And also know the difference is this right here, if you can see that, this is actually larger. On the standard one, it's smaller. So that air hole right there is actually smaller on the Grand Marquis box, you know. And of course the mass airflow sensor plug and everything connects to it easily. The next thing I changed out was the alternator here. Now with this being, you know, a bigger alternator from the one that came in here, this one had the 35 amp alternator. Now the plug and everything was easy, just pop it right on in, but this was the difference. Now the standard cable that went to the alternator from the battery terminal was actually too small to fit into this. This has a bigger bolt and screw. So what I had to do, I had to change the positive cable on this car, which means I upgraded the alternator cable to a 4 gauge. This cable that comes from the junction box here also to 4 gauge, and I also replaced the cable down here to the starter. You can see that. See if I can get a good look at the starter in here. Yeah, that's the starter down there. I also had to replace this too. So what I did was this is all 4 gauge cable here on the alternator, the starter, and the junction box. As you can see, this had to be replaced because, like I said, the factory one that was on the 135 amp actually is smaller, so it wouldn't fit over this alternator bolt here. So we had to replace that. I also replaced this intake manifold. As you can see, we got another intake manifold. I'm gonna have to go get a spark plug for cylinder number 5. It's gonna need a spark plug. So, in a coil pack, so I'm gonna change that out for this car. But anyway, that's the changes under the hood that was made on this car. And of course, I got the speakers in the grill for music purposes and fog lights. Now let's go on the inside. Now before that, these wheels here came off of my 2011 Police Interceptor, which is that white one back there. These are the factory wheels that came off that car. This car came with standard 16-inch wheels, so I wanted to put these 17s on with the bigger tires on this car. Now let's go into the interior here, which is very interesting here. Now this interior here came out of a 2007 Police Interceptor. I actually like the bucket seats and everything better. The connectors under here was plug and play because it came out of the same year model vehicle. This console right here is a Ford Explorer console. Right here comes out of the Ford Explorers, Mercury Mountaineers. This right here comes out of a LX Sport, you know, Crown Vic or whatever, and I had this in my LX Sport Crown Vic before I swapped it over to the Mercury Marauder style gauges. So what I'm going to do, this actually works here. I just have to remove this little piece right here so this can seat into there perfectly like that. The next thing I changed on this car was this cluster. This cluster comes out of a 2008 Crown Vic Police Interceptor. And I'll light it up to show you. Everything comes on. The bulb for the check engine light is blown, so that's why you don't see it. It's blown, so that has to be replaced. But this car, this cluster came out of a P71 from 2008. We can get it to focus here. It just turned over 161,000 miles. You know, this is pretty much close to what was on this vehicle. This car like 160 some thousand miles on it itself. So the good thing is with the gamble, the look of the gamble, was finding a cluster that actually had the closer mileage to this car. Well, we're replacing the 120 for this 140. And yeah, it does work. As you can see, everything lights up. You know, that's the tire pressure. That light right there, you see, that's the fire suppression system light right here. That car had a fire suppression system, so that's why you see that light right there. So the door jar button, light is on. Seatbelt light. Now, start it up. Another thing that I changed on this car is the exhaust system. As you can see, we got powder coated pipes. Also changed out the rear fascia from the Crown Vic. I love the Crown Vic style rear fascia and rear bumper. As you can see, I did change that out. Sounds pretty good. Now, in order to make this rear fascia here work, you have to punch the rivets out of this lock right here, and you have to adjust this lock to fit this rear fascia here, or it's gonna poke out. So, it's gonna poke out. I also body colored the tail lights and everything too, as you can see. You know, the tail lights are body colored. So I wanted to give it a little, you know, a better look. I actually like the Crown Vic style rear fascia better, like I said, and the bumper. So that's what I changed on this car so far. You know, it's got the rear bumper, the rear fascia. It's got the Mercury Marauder spoiler. You know, and I body colored it as well. So as you can see, and it sounds good. Sounds good with the pipes on here too, man. Sounds good, these pipes. This is a Catback exhaust that was done at Inglewood Muffler here in Nashville, Tennessee. You know, they just put 2.5-inch pipe all the way through here. And I opted for these powder coated black tips instead of the chrome ones that you see on my 2003 up here. My 2003 has the chrome tips on it, as you can see. This thing sounds pretty good, man. Quiet engine. The engine is very quiet. Very quiet engine here. And yeah, everything works on here. Let's get in here. Yeah, we got a little CD player that I'll just put in here just for now. It does work, but I'm opting for a 10-inch. I'm gonna swap this out and put a 10-inch screen in there. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. But these seats here I got from, like I said, these are the Police Interceptor style seats here. I actually like these bucket seats better. The back seats are also from the Police Interceptor. These are the vinyl seats here, as you can see. These are the seats with the stab-proof plates and everything. Vinyl seats in the back. It just needs a little cleaning up here on the interior, where you see all this little dirt and stuff like that. This stuff is pretty much something that I like to do, clean up and detail. So I'm gonna clean it and detail it really good on the inside here. And yeah, clean the door panels and everything. I wanted to swap these door panels out for the P71 because the P71 door panels don't have the wood grains, you know, on there. They're pretty much the same color, just don't have this on it. So, but either way, it don't make a difference. I mean, I could keep this, it don't make a difference. So, you know, but then the car idle itself down more. The idle is dropping itself even more. So yeah. Also, I do have a aluminum driveshaft on here too. I had the Police Interceptor driveshaft swapped out on this car too. I kept the factory yoke, the yoke that comes with this car for the transmission. I just swapped out the aluminum driveshaft. That's all. So So yeah, plus we got the tints done. Now we just got to get the paint job done on this car and it'll be ready. So, but yeah, as you can see, this car sounds pretty good, man. So, sounds good. We still got a little bit more work to do to it, but like I said, but I'm gonna put the 24s on here. I have to tune it because, like I said, I changed all that stuff under here. It's got to be tuned for that purpose. You know, then with this rear end being a 355 rear end as opposed to the 273 that came with this car, it's got to be tuned. It's got to be tuned so that the odometer can be correct. But other than that, people, this is what I got right here for the 2007 Mercury Grand Marquis. The updates so far on this car. So if you have any questions, you want to know anything, just hit your boy up. Let me know. And until then, peace. Oh, one more thing, people. One more. I do have black housing or smoked out headlights and corners for this car. I'm not going to put them on here just yet because I want to wait till I have the car painted. Because of this old fender right here I had to get from another car because the original one was smashed up. After I get this done, then I'll put the smoke lights on here. So that's the last that I'm going to put on this car. So other than that, people, my famous lines to you guys is peace.